If you could rock the world and not flip of a switch, would you do it? If you could make everybody poor just so you could be rich, would you do it? If you could watch everybody work while you just lay on your back, would you do it? If you could take all the love without giving it back, would you do it? So we cannot know ourselves.
And a lot has changed recently. This is the country's new parliament, opulent and palatial. The first thing guests see of this new democracy is money. But it's what happens inside that matters. And inside, no apology is made for the continuing military influence on the new civilian government sworn in last March. The government is also releasing political prisoners and forging ceasefires with ethnic groups. According to the 2008 constitution, a quarter of all politicians have to be chosen from the military.
In the past couple of years, Myanmar has made some notable political and economic progress. What do you consider to be the greatest challenges to the sustainability of that?
We need to go for genuine democracy, not disciplined democracy as anticipated by the previous regime. And of course, you know that 80% of the members of this government come from the old government.
So by disciplined democracy, do you mean military?
I think what they mean is a democracy that is practiced within the framework of the present constitution, which is not a democratic one.
North Korea, the country's state news agency, is now reporting that Jang Song-taek, he is the uncle of the leader Kim Jong-un, has been executed. Now, this is a surprise move because until recently, Jang was considered North Korea's second most powerful man. We knew that there was problems in the air, certainly. Earlier this week, images emerged of Jang, who was being led away by uniformed soldiers. That came during a party central committee meeting. He was denounced during that meeting for, and this is how it was described, betraying Kim and the Korean Revolution.
It's the most secretive society on earth, but North Korea knows how to stage a military parade.
For the third time in 3 days, the North Korean leader, Kim Jong-un, stepped out in public. This a change of sorts. His father, Kim Jong-il, was rarely seen. And with the great marshal in position, the parade began in earnest. It was designed to impress, both at home and abroad. But not everything was as it seemed. The sound of cheering crowds had been pre-recorded. Some band members didn't seem to be playing their instruments, and bits of soldiers' gear looked suspect, like these plastic-looking grenades.
A lot of the weaponry and equipment look pretty old to me, but they've been masked for maximum psychological effect, and the intention is clear. This is a show of strength, or the projection of strength.
The most important part of North Korea's arsenal, not the tanks or mobile missiles, but the people. In the process, Channel 4 News became the first news organization to ask the North Korean leader a question.
Kim Jong-un, Channel 4 News UK, what message are you trying to send to the West?
He didn't respond, so we asked some foreign guests what they were doing in this isolated, sanction-hit nation.
Why have you come today? Why have you come for this event?
We're guests of corporations.
Oh, okay. Which corporation is that? I'm just wondering why you don't want to talk to me. You've got a North Korean pin on.
Are you representing the government? You don't want to speak to me?
There's been a pro-Tibet protest near the main Olympic Stadium in Beijing. Chinese police shut it down within minutes and took at least 7 people into custody. Beijing police also dragged a British journalist along the ground and detained him after he tried to report on the protest. Our correspondent John Taylor is in Beijing.
The noise of gunfire rose from all over the centre of Peking. It was unremitting. On the streets leading down to the main road to Tiananmen Square, furious people stared in disbelief at the glow in the sky, listening to the sound of shots. Heading down the road was a hazardous business, but hundreds of people cheered as buses were set alight and army trucks caught fire too. They yelled and shouted. And then, as troop lorries were seen moving down the road, there was gunfire from those lorries.
The troops have been firing indiscriminately, but still, there are thousands of people on the streets who will not move back.
The bicycle rickshaws scooped up the injured. Others were shunted onto bikes and pedaled to hospital. Many were carried away by frantic local residents. There was confusion and despair among those who could hardly credit that their own army was firing wildly at them.